This video is answering one of the most common or more commonly asked questions, and it's a small business or it's a tax professional that does not do payroll. And here's their question: what do I need to know about the various benefits of the stimulus packages when I don't do payroll in the case of the tax professional? What I want to do is just real quick do an overview, and it's important to have the understanding and concept. So I'm not going to get down in the weeds, but I'm going to give you 4 or 5 points that you, the small business, or you, the tax professional that doesn't do payroll, you don't do banking, etc. So the first one is whether I want to worry about cash flow, okay? What you would look at is what programs are available. And so what I would do there, I would look at, first one is the IRS. Then we have banks, got SBA. In looking at cash flow and either making a decision as the business or the advisor to the business, I need to know that the IRS has the Employee Retention Credit. We also have the Families First Coronavirus Leave Act. And under that, we have 2 different sick leave programs because of COVID-19. Then what we're going to do is over under the bank, we're going to have the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program that the bank adds, has. Then we're going to look under SBA. It's got the Emergency Injury Disaster Loan. But the important thing is that, for example, if my client or I'm the small business, you have to realize I can't do the Employee Retention Credit and also do the Paycheck Protection Program. I need to know that I can't, I've got to keep these items separately. The next thing is that you want to look is at the income tax. And I'm just going to put a line, I'm going to put here, is it taxable or deductible? In the program, in each one of these areas, I cover what is taxable. But again, this is an overview. We need to know this when we get to the end of the year to do that business return. So the next thing we need to look at is what I call payroll. And here's the interesting there. It's what is the definition. And from here to here. And why I say that, qualified wages, payroll, has a different definition under different programs. And I explain that in depth in other videos, but it's important to know, you're the small business, you're the tax professional, it's not what you think qualified wages may be. Again, you need to be aware of that. The next one is, I'm going to call it docs, and that is under each one of these programs. What is the documentation we have to have? For example, documentation for the Payroll Protection Program. That's really driven by the banks. And there I see, some banks are putting it in a separate bank account and you draw down on it. So they're kind of keeping the documents as you go. Other banks or other options, they just put it into the business account. There you've got to separate, because during that 8-week period, there's specific documentation that has to be done. And then another bank I saw, they set it up like a line of credit where you draw it down, and each item on the drawdown is a qualified. So there's an example of documentation that is driven how you and the bank has their relationship. The next one is what I call double dipping. As we look at all these programs, these ones through here, again, we look at payroll. And the thing about it, payroll qualifies me for these programs. It's the biggest driving force of it. But when I go to take the benefit, I can't use payroll over here for the Employee Retention Credit and also use it over here under Family First Act. Or I can't use it over under the PPP program and use it under one of these. And I think the important thing is, again, you can't double dip. But remember, and I'm going to do this with red, is that this is the IRS side, this is the banking, what I call the banking side. But when we get this done, small business, tax professional, we have to know how to put this on the actual tax return when we get to the end of the year. And I plan on here in the future is, as we move through qualifying, we've been working on these videos on how to qualify and how to get the money or how to get the credit. As we move forward, I will start moving over into documentation, and I'll be moving over into whether it's taxable or not. We've got forgiveness of debt, we've got subsidies, commodities, and then over here we have credits. And again, how does that interact with our income tax return? I hope this overview helps. Again, at the bottom of the page, you can see some of the, each one of these are in a program. Please go there, and if you want future updates, please subscribe. I'll have more videos on how this impacts the income tax returns in the future. Thank you.